Yay.
They don't hear that, Liz.
I know.
Woo! Welcome to the sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Good morning. I've been watching a lot of QI, so I'm like resisting the urge to go, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. He says it, Stephen Price says it so much better than me. Hi, if you don't watch the QI show, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it, but it's funny. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Where we ramble, obviously. We already are. So, hello. I'm Rebecca. I am the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. In trying to burn off the hazy, creepy fog I drove in through this morning, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Yes, and it's finally fall. Like it jumped from summer to winter, I feel like. I mean, it's not winter yet, I know, but it's cold. And we're trying to get the heat working in the downstairs of my house, so it's cold. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that it's maintaining like 57, 58 overnight.
Oh yeah.
When it's like high 30s outside. So I thought about opening the windows when I left today, but it's not going to get that much warmer outside like than it is inside. It's It's gonna, up in the mountains where I live, mountain-ish, it's gonna get in the high 60s, which the windows open may or may not change the inside temperature at that point.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I didn't know what would happen to my cat, so I left him all bottled up. What were you gonna say? What was you
when I woke up, it was before sunrise. It was not as cold as it was when I left the house.
Yeah.
And 36 was the temperature on my car.
It got colder after I got up. That's not fair.
No. I walked outside to get ready to go, and I turned around and walked back in, found a shawl, and Bernie looked at me and I was like, it's colder than when I came out earlier.
It's not cool. It's not cool when it does that. It's supposed to just like during the day. The warmest part of the day is around 3. So doesn't that stand to reason then that the coolest part of the day would be like 3 in the morning?
No.
I know.
It's like right around sunrise.
I forgot to bring my keys over there.
Oh, well. Actually gets colder. Or in this case, it was after sunrise that it got colder.
Okay, so yeah, it's finally getting cold out. Yay.
Knit faster.
That means faster. But
winter.
I will say, when I came in here, I was wearing a shawl all wrapped around my neck and this lovely easy Eyelet Yoke Cardigan that, to not make some people twitch, I won't stand up and show you the bands that are a little wonky. But look, when I'm not wearing anything else like around my neck, the neckline's quite nice.
It is.
I kind of like that. When I put my shawl on around my neck, it kind of makes this flop like this. But you can't have everything perfect. That's actually one of the earliest lessons you learn or you should try to learn in knitting. It's not going to be perfect. I did a life lesson yesterday. I'm already off track from what I was going to say. Let me finish that real fast. Squirrel. He's right there. I came in wrapped in my storm shawl, which is a lightweight shawl wrapped around my neck. It's incredible how much that will fluctuate your control your temperature, because that plus this sweater, I'm almost not freezing in my downstairs of my house. I came in here wearing all that, and it's a nice temperature in here, and I was just on fire. I had to take it off. So the life lesson I did yesterday, though, late at night, was on muscle memory and on how everything is awkward when you first start. Like it was less than 8 minutes long, the video I did yesterday, which is great because there's too much going on and I'm tired. But but muscle memory, how everything's going to feel awkward at first. Keep that in mind when you venture out into larger life. The first time you do stuff or try to, practice self-care, it's going to feel awkward and unnatural. And the flip side of that was about practice, like muscle memory. You got to upkeep the muscle memory, or it's there, but when you come back to something after being gone from it for a long time, like crochet or knit, it'll feel awkward at first. Like I use the example of when I run. I used to run all the time, and it was easy and natural when I was in the midst of it, right? But if I tried to do it now, it would be super awkward. I'd kind of remember. There'd be some muscle memory. I need to practice a lot more. Anyway,
Yeah.
but here's my funny story related to that. I started filming. I had to film it twice because I started filming and I didn't close the door to the room because, you know, the cat would complain. And he busted in and the door swung open. I'm like, well, my perfectionometer, which is not at absolute perfection, but it's pretty high, was just like, oh no, now you can see my wonky hallway. And then I realized he'd come in because he needed to use the litter box. And I'm trying to be all serious, and I hear this psst behind me, and I'm like, I bet the camera can't pick it up, but
I've got to stop it.
I have to refilm now because it's totally ruining my concentration.
Mhm.
Because right after I was like, I didn't think that would get picked up on camera. But you know what cats do after they do their business?
Wipe their feet.
They got to cover it.
Oh yeah.
This is
yeah.
before wiping the feet.
Sorry.
Even like they got to cover it. So there's a lot. Like if it got picked up at all on camera, anyone who has a cat would be like, yep, I know what just happened. So I almost thought about putting in a blooper reel where I'm just like, I was too tired last night. So
Next time.
maybe I'll put it in at
Because
the end
we all
of
know it's
another
going to
one.
happen again. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
ooh, I found the perfect combination.
Oh, he doesn't care, but because he doesn't care, it'll happen again. Yeah. I thought he was gonna like jump up on the table and be part of the filming. No. He's just like, you close me out of where there's 2 litter boxes in the house. So technically he had other options. And the one
Oh, yeah.
upstairs, his bum could have been kept warm, but you know. So yeah, that was my adventure yesterday. You know, that's not as crazy as the spider adventure, but it's an adventure of sorts, you know. So yeah, I'm waiting for the heat to get fixed at my house. I'm realizing the stuffing showing on this. Just a
The
little.
horror.
Yeah, but it blends because this is
You have the white
neutral. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I did this weekend. What did you do this weekend? I always like to make sure that I'm not like neglecting Liz. So we talk about her first.
I worked a little bit, a precious little bit. We gotta find out where the right side is.
I think there's certain colors you like, Liz, because that matches everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's got the dark and broody red.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And okay, so Liz bogarted almost all of this colorway. And
I
since
bogarted
then,
all the new
yeah.
of this color.
I mean, that's why it's almost all. There's one skein in stock, but it doesn't look like these. Of Feederbrook Farm Entropy, right? It was what, dark matter, dark energy? We have to check now. But while she's finding out that, people saw that and either bought their own colorway
Dark
or
energy.
wanted hers, dark energy, wanted her colorway specifically. And I have not ordered enough for everybody who's interested to make their own in her colorway. Because I didn't know that when I ordered the yarn. I didn't know Liz was going to make everyone fall in love with this yarn. I should have known better.
I'm
but
down to my last colors. Ooh, it's all dark and broody on the camera. That's
see, I told you it. You have color scheme. But we haven't heard from Lisa from Feederbrook and like about if it's coming or not. And I haven't bothered her because last weekend, like 2 days ago, was Rhinebeck.
Well, and she said it takes 3 weeks.
She covers her butt with that because sometimes it comes faster. But this could be longer because Rhinebeck, which is huge, and since we have a quasi related to it question for Thursday, I'm not going to talk anymore about that necessarily until Thursday. She was busy this weekend. Let's just put it that way. Which, you know, SAFF is this weekend. So people who are doing both, I don't know how many vendors do both, but they're big festivals. SAFF is like the baby itty bitty cousin-y sister, like infant compared to Rhinebeck, but it's what we have in the area. So, and it's fun. So people who are doing both are going to be tired. I know that Rick of Whimsy Stitches went to Rhinebeck. I don't know if he vendored there, but he usually comes to SAFF. I don't know if I'm going to SAFF. So Which the sad part about that is not seeing people, but the part that's keeping me from SAFF is seeing people. It's too
True.
people-y.
It is too people-y.
Yeah. But for us at least, you know. Anyway, we're gonna circle back to SAFF at the end, hopefully, if I can keep track of time.
So I worked on that.
Yeah.
And
How much bigger do you think it is than last week?
Last week,
Like the last time you held it up.
I was down somewhere in here.
Okay. So that's considerable.
I'm on
think
my
so.
I think I'm gonna do my last repeat and be done. So,
Considering that like my crochet behemoth blanket, like I work on it forever, and because the rows are so long, I'd get like this much progress done on it. How much more yarn do you have left? Is that your last skein? That would make sense then, this might be your last repeat. And how many skeins of yarn did you use?
5.
5?
Well.
Why do you say that like it's a bad thing? I mean, it's a lot of
Crochet eats
yarn,
yarn, and it.
but people need to know
Every
that.
time I looked at it or looked at the skein on the wall, I was like, I'm just gonna add it in, and it just
she kept
keeps
buying.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I
So
spit joined all of them together.
so someone could make a shawl with maybe 3 or 4 of them and still
Yes.
have a decent
I'd
size
say
shawl.
4 would be a fantastic size.
But 5 is a loose
I
size.
just like them.
And we know.
If you know,
And that's nothing wrong
regular
with
is
that.
good.
Big is better.
Hold my beer. Big is better. Yes.
Hmm.
So
It's okay. I'm not complaining, Liz.
no. The other thing I did was I put my hair back in.
Yes. Has anyone noticed?
I have zombie threads.
I think she's excited about this.
They the colorway of the yarn or the wool, the roving that I used was called Zombie Nightmares, and then I threw some stone, which is the teal, and
So the teal wasn't part of the
teal
zombie nightmares.
wasn't part of
It looks nice
zombie.
with it though.
And it needed something to cut just a little bit, and also blend it with the zombie apocalypse that I crocheted, chained, and threw in there.
Someone might actually notice that your zombie vest thing is the same color as your hair.
It is.
Someone who
'Cause it
pays
is.
attention might actually notice that. We might also have people come in the shop who just totally oblivious.
The crochet, like I washed it to set it in,
Mhm.
and crochet chain grows like a foot when it's wet. It kind of shrunk back up though, so that was a plus. But yeah, I have zombie hair.
And supposedly I'm going to be like Pippi Longstocking or something for Halloween, but I don't know how much time and energy I'm going to have to devote to that. So we'll see. But you can be Halloweeny for both of us, right?
I would require jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah, but your hair's Halloweeny enough. Like zombie hair is great.
Zombie hair is great. Death and
Oh,
decay
you're
and
wearing your tree
dreads.
thing
Yes.
under.
Yes. Because it's.
I promise she's not flashing you.
No, I have like 4 more layers
I know.
on under
Yes,
there.
It all goes though. Look
It
at you.
does. I
See,
wasn't
you
sure
spend
whether I
so much
wanted a
more
black-
time like coordinating your outfit than I do. I'm just like, this t-shirt can go with the green pants. Great.
That's
This
kind
t-shirt-
of what I do.
These t-shirts mint green. It doesn't really go with olive green, so I'll wear the gray pants.
I'm
Like,
like-
that's the most I think about my
Mine was,
wardrobe
oh
right
look,
now.
underdress, dress. They're all right there together. Sweet. And every now and then I have to go hunt down a layer, but
Yeah.
today they were.
Well,
all-
now you've got hair that might not coordinate with all of your outfits. But
doesn't matter. It's zombie.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
death, decay, and dreads. The 3
that goes with everything.
I told mom, I was like, it's death and decay and dreads. And mom was like, really? And I'm like, yes, it's awesome.
Just
so
tell her
big."
it's olive drab and she'll be happy.
Well, she thinks zombie apocalypse is fall colors. And I'm
Kind
like,
of.
no, it's death and decay. And
I've seen trees that, or a
it
bunch
could
of
be
trees
fall
that could look like
colors,
that.
but I prefer to think of them as
It also could be a
yeah.
horror movie. Yeah.
a beat
okay.
up, bloody, bruised jar of pickles.
Apparently that's a horror movie. Pickles.
Pickles.
Because I've seen lots of jars of bloody pickles.
Well,
I wouldn't eat
That's
a jar
what-
of bloody pickles.
that's what zombie barbecue looks like, is a beat up, bruised.
You have said
bloody-
that before, yes. And because Liz has seen those
I have.
bloody pickles.
Yes.
That's a problem. That's all I gotta say. If you see bloody pickles, it's probably not pickles. Moving on. Okay. So
what did you do?
I saw this really cute pumpkin on one of the knitting or fiber or something groups on Facebook, and I think I took a screen. No, I don't even think I took a screenshot
because you couldn't even find it to show me.
Couldn't find it later, but I because it was like super early morning between like when my snooze alarm was going to go off, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I looked at the pattern. I got the pattern. And someone had made it out of Malabrigo, these cute little pumpkins. And I was like, ooh. We don't have Malabrigo, but, and then I saw the pattern itself and I was like, but it looked really good in Malabrigo. So what we have that's close to it is the Tierra del Fuego. And so I pulled out a bunch of colors and I said, Liz, which one? And this is the one that's closest to shop colors, but it's also very like festive fall foliage, which is not what we have outside right now, because like the temperature changes and the rain amounts mean fall foliage is kind of wimpy this year. It could surprise us at the end of the day. Who knows? But this is making us think of great fall foliage, and I have ends I haven't woven in on both of these.
It looks Halloweeny and fall and
a little bit of shop colors.
Yes.
So it's got purple instead of blue, but the cool thing about this, what I learned by making it, it uses dip stitches, which are the really long V's that you can see along the ridges of the pumpkin. And dip stitches are not super hard. They're a little like challenging dexterity wise. But they're the same stitches that are used in the sorrel sweater and a few other things that like to use this effect. But with a multicolor yarn, it just it makes it look really, really neat. It could give a really cool effect with a solid color. She has instructions if you wanted to make it with a separate color doing the dip stitches, but you just have to make sure that it's not pulling things too tight to have it for only the dip stitches. And I'm rearranging
then you'd
right now
have
where
floats and
yeah.
And
then see what I just pulled on kind of shows you more. When you're done, you stuff it, and then you have a whole bunch of tail that you have pre-selected. You probably could just do it with a whole lot of leftovers at the end. You just need to make sure you have the leftovers at the end. You are kind of sewing and wrapping and pulling tight on all of the purl sections of this ridged thing, and you come out with this really cool shaped pumpkin. I mean, look at that. That was really fun to make. So that was so fun to make that during the virtual sit and stitch we had this Sunday, which went very well, by the way. It was very fun. I made a second one. And this one, this is a more neutral toned pumpkin, right? You can see the shape there again. I have, let me see if I can reach into the other colors I was thinking about. This is Araucania's Tierra del Fuego. And I'm gonna make all kinds of noise as I look for it.
Crinkle, crinkle,
crinkle, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Other colors we have that I think would make really fun pumpkins. This one has some of the neutrals of this, but also has like this bright pink salmony color in it. We have like a pink lemonade, which could make kind of the fall we're seeing outside. It's very pale, but it's also bright, but pale. And then this is very pumpkin-y, dark and broody, like not super dark and broody, right? But it's like thistle colors, but I think it's like an unripe pumpkin type of thing. It's like a different.
Matches my hair.
It does here. Pumpkin to match your hair.
I just had a thought, and
What?
Shout out to Alexia because she loves pumpkins. You could do pumpkins for different times of the year, like looking at your color choices. You have a summery pumpkin, you have a Valentine's
You could have
Day
a pumpkin for Valentine's. You could have a pumpkin for every season. That's fantastic.
like
okay.
Some people do Christmas trees or whatever, but you could
So-
do different seasonal pumpkins.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm checking something because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. The yardage on this, and like, let me back up. It's like, let me explain. No, there's too much. Let me sum up. This is 88 yards or 80 meters on one of these skeins. And either my gauge was different when knitting or the yardage is super approximate because it according to the pattern, it's enough to make a small size pumpkin with 7 repeats of these dip stitches. That is this one. And she said, be careful not to overstuff. So I didn't overstuff. And this is the size it comes out. I could, squish it up a little to give it a little bit more height of a pumpkin. Some of that's controlled by when you're sewing and wrapping and that kind of stuff. And this one I was making during virtual sit and stitch. And I only made it through 6 repeats of the dip stitches and said, I don't think I'm going to have enough left. And started the decreases and had just enough left to make a little itty bitty I-cord stem for the other pumpkin. Little wimpy one. I did 7 repeats on this one. Same needles, same pattern. As far as I know, I didn't repeat extra rows, but who knows? I was a little distracted on virtual sit and stitch.
Not a thing.
But so this one only has 6 repeats. It's missing a whole dip stitch thing. And I stuffed it a little firmer. And see, I could make a more substantial stem for this one out of leftovers from that. But when I stuffed it more, even though it's not as tall when it was made, it kind of looks like a hat or a cowl thing before you shape it. They look like they're the same size. So even though the yardage was supposed to be enough to do all the repeats, like with this one came up super short. And I don't know why. And it could just be that some skeins don't have as much yardage as they say they do. Or maybe this one had a lot more yardage than it said it did. I don't know. But the stuffing, like this one stuffed, I can even just feel it and feeling it's much firmer. So I could play around with that if I decided to make like a whole set of these. But if you want it, she's got a small and large size. And the only difference, again, I don't think I ever mentioned the pattern name. This is the Autumn Gold Pumpkin. I will try to put it in the description. The larger size says just do 1 more repeat. Instead of 7, you do 8. And that allows it to go wider when you stuff it. It also would probably make it a little tougher to sew, but you can manage it. This one, I can tell I have a little bit overstuffed it because there's, like when we came on camera, there's spots where I can see the stuffing through, but you can't tell because it blends with the cream of this pumpkin. If I had overstuffed this one, I might be seeing it and it might be annoying me more because there's no white or cream in this pumpkin for it to blend with. So you got to play around with that to make sure that you're not overdoing it. But in theory, 1 skein of the Tierra del Fuego can make the smaller size of this. If not, like, look, this is smaller than the smaller size, but I managed to make it look just fine. So, it was fun. If anyone wants to try it, we can help you get the pattern and the yarn. We don't have the stuffing in the shop. We don't sell stuffing here. We have some random stuffing lying around that I could use for this, but we don't sell any. We
talked about on Knit Afternoon that if you wanted to go with super bulky, like the normal super bulky, this is like a light super bulky.
Yes.
But you might want to go up a needle size. You'd get a bigger pumpkin going up needle sizes and bigger yarn.
Because I can show you that the pumpkin in the front window, I took a pattern written for like DK weight yarn and I did it with super bulky yarn and a much bigger hook. Yeah. It was crocheted.
You would need 2 balls of chill.
Yes, you definitely need to have more yardage.
The yardage.
Yeah. So chill would be bigger. It's written for bulky, which is maybe a little thinner than this. But I liked when I saw her examples made with bulky, I was like, I want a fuller looking yarn because the Malabrigo, which like this is like right on the cusp between bulky and super bulky. The one I saw online looked really good.
You could have.
I keep hearing noises. I'm like, yes.
You could have a baby butts and unicorn kisses. Like, yeah.
But then it wouldn't be in the window. It would just be like this on your face.
We have the butternut color that would be almost pumpkin-y butternut squash, but it would be fuzzy.
Oh, we have like a brown warm color. She says we have a butternut color. I'll take
it's a color they've discontinued. Oh, butterscotch.
rings a little bit more of a bell, but I'd have to go look. But yeah, if it's discontinued, I'm probably not gonna make a demonstration pumpkin, but someone else could do that.
It could be really fun.
Yes.
Just saying.
If you want a soft and squishy and fuzzy pumpkin that you have to put somewhere where people can touch it because they're gonna want to touch it. I wouldn't put it in the window where no one's gonna like feel it because oh my gosh, it's so soft. So that was one fun thing I did this weekend, and we should do like we could put that there. And this one, come on, get to.
Oh.
He doesn't want to. He's like, I don't want to not be the center of attention. I'm between them now. It's okay. So that's one thing I did this weekend, and let's see. I forgot the whole matching set of these, but I told you guys I started Christmas presents, right? I finished the ones. I only have one here because I forgot to put the other ones in a different room. I finished a set of the Heidra mitts, fingerless mitts gloves for my niece. And I have started the bigger size. Again, it looks like all Frankenstein-y. I've started one in, it looks navy on camera. It is not quite that dark. I'm just making sure I haven't dropped any stitches. No, I just have a weird gappy. I'll figure that out later. I started the ones for my mom. These are the ones for my mom in Yukon colors. So there's that. And those are really fun. And even though I should be working on other stuff, I'm working on Christmas presents because then they'll be out of the way is one way of thinking about it. So if my morning meditations are a little repetitive with lots of Heidra mitts, it's because I'm getting them done. So then crinkle, crinkle again. This is too big for the bag I was carrying around in. So I put another project in that. I didn't make that much progress, but I'm just barely starting section 12, which I think I'm going to be building corners in opposite directions again. I think it's going to twist again is what seems to be happening, which maybe I should have known based on what was happening with these big flowers on the edges, but I don't have that much brain power to like spare. So all right, this is my Charlotte's Universe. And it's funny, I see people asking questions on like the outrageous fiber, my Leah outrageous fiber artist. I'm like, I'm making that. But I'll see if someone else wants to answer the questions right now because oh my gosh. Okay, this gray edge is for all intents and purposes our top right now. So if you want to, and if it pulls out, it pulls out. If you want to grab that, making sure that the rights, yep, okay. Oh, my mitt fell on the floor. Holy crap. I know. This is huge. I know. And I'm still not done. We might be making triangles off of this. We're not going to be able to hold it up for you guys soon. That has we have a strand in the front, but I don't care.
It's bigger than us.
You can't even see the bottom, but the bottom is a replica of the top. Okay. So just imagine the bottom half of this. I don't even know where to put this in the shop, right? Like you can see the little star. That should not be there. Okay.
It's
little
quickly
star
becoming a
flowers.
full size.
But do you see what happened the last time the star flowers were? They're right here. And then there was gray around the tops, which is what I'm doing up here right now. And then there were triangles that came off of that, right? That's what I'm about to do, which means there's a really good chance. So this is the beginning of section 12. There's a really good chance that sections 13 and 14 are going to make a triangle. Like, can you imagine if there's a triangle off this way?
If there's a triangle off that way, you're talking about queen's king.
Like
size.
we're talking about, I won't have enough yarn to finish, but I've enjoyed it so far. So I do know that what I'm just starting over here is still somewhat a replica of I'm tired from holding it up of what's down here, like the baubles. I think the baubles are coming. And this section that I'm on ends with the little triangles here. So in theory, I may not be doing all of this, but in theory, I'm doing something that's triangular off of each side. Holy crap. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. No idea if I have enough yarn for this in the shop. Like, we have one more skein of gray. Here's the,
which is going to get you around half.
I almost took my head out on the edge of the table.
Oops.
That's me. This is how much I have of this skein of gray, and there's one more at home that I've hidden away. We have more blue, thank goodness, over there, because yeah, I'm having fun, but holy crap. And I got sidetracked with so many other things that I'm way behind. Like the last clue was released a week or two ago, and I'm on 12. They're still 13 and 14, but the rows are taking so long now. Oh my. So that was what I spent some time on this weekend. I wish I was further along on that. I really do. But yesterday, between starting to get ready for SAFF and writing my newsletter and taking a nap, because someone had to yesterday.
Yeah.
Liz didn't have time.
Nope.
And doing a short filming for Tips and Tricks. I really didn't do any knitting or crocheting yesterday. I did a little bit after dinner, which was at like 9.
I got a row, maybe a row and a half of crochet done yesterday, because we had a video conference thing we had to go do. So
yeah,
I got some done, but I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could finish this? No.
I stayed up long enough. I stayed up later than I should have, because I wanted to at least get done with section 11 on Charlotte's Universe. So I stayed up to do that so that I could be starting section 12 for morning meditation this morning.
You had a nap.
Yes, that is what made it okay for me to eat dinner at like 8:30. I cooked pork chops. They actually came out good. I was worried for a second because it was like, if they're browning too fast, turn the heat down. And I'm like, they're getting black. What? Because I had seasoning and spices rubbed in, and I was cooking it with the spices rubbed in, but it was pork chops I didn't mind eating because it was covered in ew. It was really fun. It was like this peach jam, chicken stock, like reduction with butter, and oh, it was so good. I'm actually cooking now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the reason I can cook is because I'm putting stuff on the stove and I'm sticking my meat thermometer in it, like nobody's business, probably aerating it in ways I shouldn't, or I don't know, but it's little, the meat thermometer, but I just keep going. Nope, not done yet. Nope. Why is the temperature going down? What? It's been an experiment. It's been fun. I killed the beans though. I totally killed the beans. You're supposed to roast them. Now I know why. Maybe they're supposed to be on the top rack. It was my first time doing it on a pan. I've been lining the pan with tinfoil, and I'm like, I don't really need to do that because it's going to be a mess to clean up anyway. Probably should have still done that. It like the part touching the pan was like dead, but sorry.
It was well done.
It was gross. It was well done to the point where it didn't taste good anymore. My fault. But
pan color can change the way it cooks. So if you've been lining with tinfoil, you've been using it light. Is your pan dark or?
Yeah.
It'll change the way.
I'm learning things. I might go back to using the tinfoil because I liked how it was coming out with the tinfoil. Like I was using the tinfoil so it was easier to clean up, and then the oil was seeping under the tinfoil anyway. So I was like, it doesn't matter. It's going to be messy cleanup anyway. And these came out kind of charbroiled, only on one side. But that's okay. I'm also trying not to use the very top shelf because I think it's splattering oil on the top of my oven, the roof of my oven, and that's causing problems. I might be killing the oven.
Do you have a
self
clean on your oven?
I might.
Because I was going to say, if you don't need to use
I've heard that's
oven,
a horrible, crazy thing to do.
It can be. But as long as you don't spray stuff in there, it heats the oven to like 800 plus degrees. Like it's hotter than any cooking can happen, and turns everything to ash inside. But it will also kind of heat your house.
Yeah. Ooh.
So,
well, here's my fear with that is the last time I turned the broiler on, smoke started coming. Like, people at home, don't worry, I'm not going to burn my house down. But smoke started coming out of the little vents because I think there's so much gook up there. So self-cleaning it, I think, is going to fill my house with smoke.
Before you self-clean,
open all the windows.
Open all the windows. But also take, like, on a cold oven, take wet paper towels or whatever to wipe anything.
As much off as I can.
Yeah. Off. And then
I'm so terrified of going in my oven when it's on or not. Because I still don't cook that much.
Yeah, make sure it's cold oven.
Ovens scare me from when I was a child. Yes, what?
Cold oven. Wipe it out. Pull out the racks because you don't want to. They'll do weird things if left in the oven. So pull those out. Close it up.
I'm glad she's here.
Open all your windows. Hit self clean for the short time. You don't need self clean for the. There'll be a
8 hour,
a thing? Short and a long, like 1-2 hours. 3 or 4 hours.
I'll do it someday when I'm home.
Yeah, do it when you're home,
obviously.
And then when
so many of our viewers are panicking like, right now that I'm going to burn my house down.
No, she's not going to burn her house down. But do it when you're home. It'll warm up the house, and then when the oven will lock, so you won't be able to get in there. And when it clicks unlocked, if you just open it a little bit, the heat will it'll add extra heat to your house.
Still terrified, but that's okay.
I could come over and hang out with you.
You could, but I didn't think you were ever going to come to my house again because of the spider.
Because you found Maurice.
Yeah.
Maurice was upstairs.
That's true. And spiders can't come downstairs.
No. They don't.
So it's like mice don't climb. So it's okay, right? Mice won't come up on the table. Spiders have this anti-gravity thing happening where they can't come downstairs.
Well, they're probably upstairs because there's heat upstairs.
Well, there's that too. And there's big open holes into my attic space. So yeah. All right. So Liz might be coming over to help me deal with my oven at some point. So she'll make sure that if my house starts to burn down, which Pam it won't, she'll get me out in time, and the cat too, right?
Yeah. Avi, all the windows and doors are open. Get out of the house.
We'll keep a fire extinguisher close by.
Yeah,
it's all good.
No, it won't burn down your house.
All right, so we should move on to. I think we've talked about all this stuff because it wasn't that much stuff that we did. No. We have plenty of time. I'm not worried about that, but we should move on to this upcoming weekend and all the fun things because we don't have virtual stuff, but we have it's SAFF. And some people out there who are watching us go, "What the heck is that?" SAFF. It is the biggest fiber festival in our neck of the woods. It's the Southeastern Animal Fiber Fair. And it wasn't held last year because COVID. And some people aren't going this year because COVID's not over. But we're hoping and we're advising that everyone who does go wears a mask to protect yourself and the vendors and all that good stuff. Like I said, Rhinebeck was last weekend. So the really big ones, there's like New York sheep and wool, there's Maryland sheep and wool, the whole sheep and wool thing, because SAFF at the fiber fair is going to have sheep and wool.
Yeah,
but ours is called the fiber fair. Maybe because it's like a baby sister. It's still big. For me, it's huge, but for people who've been to the bigger ones, it's like, this is cute. So New York sheep and wool is not necessarily by groupies and people who go called New York sheep and wool. It's called Rhinebeck. And I said I was going to hang on to some of this until I'm probably going to reiterate this on Thursday because we have a question that's quasi related. So if you hear people talking about Rhinebeck, now you know. SAFF, Rhinebeck. I don't think Maryland sheep and wool has a fun name, but again,
Maryland sheep and wool.
Yeah. So, but lots of people were there last weekend. And, lots of pictures with masks or pictures, like hopefully they just pulled down their mask to take a photo type of thing. People were there doing their thing. And they look like they were having a lot of fun. Lots of people have missed the festivals. And so some people, now that they're coming back, are going, oh my gosh, I gotta go. And other people are still on the fence because they're still nervous about people being peoply. Do what you're comfortable with. But if you decide to come, because even though it's our neck of the woods, it's the one that's in our neck of the woods, we get people who visit from all over.
Mhm.
And we don't know if we're going to be busy or not, but we kind of foresee that. We do not have a physical presence at the fairgrounds. There is no Sun Dragon booth. So please don't go to SAFF thinking that you can find us at SAFF, but you can find us here. And we're only like a half an hour away from SAFF, which for the mountains of Northern Carolina, what am I doing? I'm thinking of mountains of North Georgia. That's where I used to live. For the Western North Carolina mountains, a half hour is really close. Like it takes you an hour and a half to get anywhere from anywhere in Western North Carolina. So I tell people, if you go to SAFF, if you leave the fairgrounds, there's really only one way that you are dumped onto 280 right there. If you go left, don't go to the airport, go left, and you stay on that road, and you stay on that road for about half an hour. You're going to end up in Brevard, and you just stay on the main road, and it's going to take you into downtown Brevard. And after you pass Main Street, like don't go on the business offshoot that happens, stay on the main road, and it becomes Broad Street, and you cross Main Street, and that next block is where we are located. And there may or may not be any street parking around. But find parking wherever you can in that general vicinity, that downtown area, and come find us.
Town is small enough that even if there's no
you hit the library,
parking, it's like a couple of blocks.
Yeah.
And our city blocks are like,
they're not city blocks.
They're like
they're suburban neighborhood blocks. They're not that. At least for us. So there is a loading zone drop off like right outside the shop. If you can't walk that far, have someone drop you off. That's the best I can offer. But there's a parking lot behind our building, but it's really small and it's only for people who live and work in the building. So it's not as when this building was first going up, the one across from us that I started in, I said, oh good, there'll be a parking lot. I'll have parking for my customers. No. Not parking for the customers, but
not even parking for your employees.
I know it's just me. There's only one spot for me back there. So, but we're hoping, like, we're still going to try to limit traffic flow in the shop. You don't need an appointment to come in. You can make an appointment, but you don't need an appointment to come in. An appointment might guarantee that even if the shop has reached capacity, we will still let you in. But you just need a mask to come in and we can provide them. And if the shop gets super busy, we might ask people to wait a few minutes or come back at another time, that kind of thing. There's two reasons we don't want the shop getting overwhelmed. And one is COVID. And the other is we can't provide you the best customer service. If there's too many people in the shop, we are going to be running all over trying to multitask and not giving you the customer service we think you deserve. That was the word I was going for.
It gets occasionally really we have people that are like, I just want to go in and look, and they don't want to talk to us.
I get it.
Lately we've gotten two groups in with two people in each group,
and everybody's got questions.
All four people want help at the same time, and it's very difficult. And if we don't have somebody at the door, we wind up with a third group who needs attention too, and
they're already inside, and we can't do anything about it. And we just
difficult.
It gets difficult, and some people who are just feeling snubbed will then leave, and we don't intend to snub anybody. It just happens when there's too many people in the shop, and with a bigger shop with more space, 4 people besides us already feels crowded. It's kind of crazy, and some of that's COVID, but some of that's just that's life. We don't want to become Filene's Basement on sale day. So I don't think we can. I don't think we will, but
we did finally narrow down our offers for SAFF.
Yes, that's written down. Oh look, this is on the back of a piece of paper that started to try to print out an Irish shawl kit.
It was one of my scratch paper.
She's got scratch. We're good at reusing stuff until it's dead. So we don't have discounts for SAFF. We have merch offers for SAFF, because as you all know, if you watch this show and you're coming to visit us for SAFF, you already have a code for a discount, which will work in shop or online through the 26th, which the SAFF dates fall within that, right? SAFF is officially the 22nd through the 24th, right? It's Friday through Sunday. Events start happening on the fairgrounds that don't include the vendors on the 21st, on Thursday. So starting Thursday, and we're not open on Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Here's what we got. If you mention, all of these are contingent upon mentioning you are here for SAFF. Even local people, you could take advantage of this. I mean, you can tell us when you come in the door, and that's lovely. But if you want stuff at the register and you want freebie things at the register, you got to remind us. By the way, I'm here for SAFF. Oh, good. Okay, so anyone who mentions SAFF gets I gotta get props. Gets a shop pin automatically just for saying I'm here for SAFF. I'm gonna go show you. We've got 2 pins.
What's funny is for the last several SAFs, everybody was like, do you have shop pins? And we're like, no.
You have shop stuff. We finally do.
And we got them at the beginning of the pandemic.
All right. So we have our dragon, our little Sun Dragon, my little guy that I drew. That is our official shop pin. We also have a Viking pin, because remember, we call our shoppers Vikings because they come and pillage. And that's what we're kind of expecting will happen this weekend. We'll tell you on Tuesday if we were pillaged or if like nobody came by. If we were like bypassed on the way to SAFF. That's okay. I'm almost expecting either one. Yeah, maybe we'll get some knitting done. So your choice. If you walk in and say, I'm here for SAFF, we'll say, yay, which pin do you want? Our shop bags, these lovely guys, which on one side, let's see. Yes, this is the side that says Sun Dragon. And this is the side that has our shop mantra. It says breathe, hydrate, repeat to end of row, because breathing and hydration, but it's a pattern. Yay. They are normally about $20. They are $10. Again, if you mention you're in town for SAFF. And then if you spend over a certain amount, you get extra stuff. I mean, it's those same things again, but if you spend over $75 with us, that is after any discounts. Like say you want to use your 600 subscriber discount. Remember, that is Sideshow 600 subs online. After discounts, any discounts applied. If you spend over $75 with us, you get both pins. Yay. Woo. Put them all over your stuff. If you already have shop pins and you're visiting us, you can get more. You can get the other one. Or, some people want multiples. If you don't want multiples, I'm not sure what to tell you. But if you spend over $150, you get a free shop bag thrown in. The other thing I'll say is either don't use your shop credit, because these are after discounts and any shop credit that you might have filed away that you want to use. It's real money, what we jokingly call real money, that we are intaking from you. If that real money value is over $75, you get 2 pins. If it's over $150, you get a shop bag. Contact us with questions.
And remember, you can't combine your shop credit with one of the YouTube discounts or any other. Yeah.
Yes, you can choose to use your shop credit or your discount. You can't use both. At that point, we're just giving you stuff, which is, we want to reward you for being valued and repeat customers. Absolutely. Let's spread out the rewards and help you save on all different purchases is how we look at it. So there are all kinds of discount codes going on today and through this weekend, and some go through the end of the month, but it depends on if you've attended certain events with us or if you watch YouTube. Like, all different people out there have different codes. I think we're even going to have a very small discount code on Halloween weekend for people who don't have all the other codes. So we like to save you a little money and make a little money. It's nice. So again, if you come by for SAFF, and this is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Automatically get your choice of pin by mentioning SAFF. If you spend over $75, you can get both pins. If you just want a bag, they're $10 if you mention SAFF. If you spend over $150 with us, you get a free bag.
And well, if you spend over $150, you get a free bag and both pins because it's over the 75.
You get everything.
Yeah.
Everything we have available on the shop. There's other swag you can get for being a patron. After 3 months at a certain level on Patreon, they will send you stuff. We don't have any of that merchandise available for sale in the shop because Patreon is nice enough to make that stuff in small quantities for our patrons. If we were to order it, it'd be like these pins. We'd have to order massive, massive amounts and hope that we have massive numbers of people who want them, or we sell them for the rest of our lives. And we haven't invested in that yet.
I think like we've been looking into shop mugs, but say you have to order 200 shop mugs to
where the heck would he put them?
That it's the storage at that point.
It's like, it's the people who make our shop pens that I haven't reordered in forever because we still have tons. They keep calling me with offers and they're like, hey, yeah, exactly. It's like 100, 200, like only 500. You only have to order 500. And they're like such and such a great value, like per thing, like the mugs, except then you have to order so many that it is a big chunk of change, first of all. And it's too many. We're not a big, huge shop that needs that many. Like they were trying to sell me koozies and all these crazy things that I don't have place for, and I'm not going to ever give them away enough or sell them enough to make it worth my while. I once ordered the little stick on, like they stick onto the back of your cell phone cover and you can put the cards in them. And there was a little flip out thing for your finger to prop up. And like, we have a billion of them. I tried selling them for not too much of a price. And people were like, tried giving them away. We still have a billion. I mean, I think mugs and things like that would be different. I still have intentions of maybe placing an order with Poly Studios or something like that at some point, so we could get the mugs like my knitting is cheaper than therapy mug with the shop logo on it. That's completely different. That I could maybe do small batch, but we will not have that ready for SAFF. So maybe another year, right? I don't know why I'm so itchy today. I'm like, actually, I do know why. It's cold out and
cold and dry.
Skin is dry and I'm just going to be twitchy. So come visit us for SAFF if you're in the area. If you watch this show and you're like, hey, I was planning on going to that fiber festival. I didn't know they were so close.
And
we are.
Carol, our mignonette, had the most awesome, like she talked to somebody on the phone a couple weeks ago. Are we open for SAFF? Yes. Bring your knitting.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm like, I don't know what you're
shop
talking about.
Capacity is full, you can sit outside and like hang.
If the sun is out, if it's chilly, the sun is out, it's nice on the plaza.
Bring a coat.
Dress appropriately for the weather. Check it before you travel and come.
Yes.
And if you, so there's a thing for Rhinebeck called the Rhinebeck sweater. And we can maybe talk about that again. I'm all these hints and maybe half talking about things right now that we'll hopefully follow up on Thursday. Most people who go to these fiber festivals bring things to wear and show off, and it's often too hot inside the events to wear all the layers and things that you want to show off. So wear them to the shop, because that way, if you get stuck outside for a few minutes, we're knitters and crocheters. We should have things we can layer, in theory, right? Those shawls that you're like, I'll never wear a shawl. Maybe you will wear it over your legs while you're staying warm outside. Meet some other Sun Dragon Vikings.
Yes.
And stay safe at the same time.
Pace yourself.
Yes. Right? Get the knitting and crocheting done that I would like to get done this weekend. I will live vicariously through you all. So I think we're going to call it quits so we can open up the shop and get ready for, we have lessons and customers kind of coming in back to back for those who still are signing up for shopping appointments. That will happen occasionally, because right now I'm doing one appointment a day. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but believe me, it's a lot for how we run the shop now. Tuesday through Friday. And I'm totally booked this week. And there's 2 days this week where I have a 10:30 knitting or crocheting appointment coming in. And then we have an 11 o'clock shopping appointment. So we'll all just be one big happy family.
Which sounds
Patience.
like there's 2 of you. There's plenty of
It'll be
you to
fine.
go around. Last week we
And then
had
someone walks
10:30
up.
and 11, and we had 3 people at various times in that space
Mhm.
show up and want to come in and shop.
And so many people who are like, we're so glad you're finally open. It's like, well, that's what this means. If we are open, then we have more people inside than we might be able to handle. And I know most of y'all can take care of yourselves, but we find it's really helpful to have someone available in case you have questions. We
And
really do.
everybody's really good about, hey, we can take care of ourselves. And then everybody shows up at the register at the same time, and there's only one person. We feel bad.
Or
we
they're
feel
like,
really
we can
bad.
take care of
Yeah.
ourselves. So what is this?
Yeah.
And that's why I opened the shop, so I can talk to people about yarn.
We love talking about yarn.
We love it. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So yes, on that note,
Okay.
y'all have a good day. Tomorrow is tomorrow is the VSC. I had thoughts. I don't know if they've changed about what we're going to talk about tomorrow for the most dangerous day of the week. She has no clue. It's all in here. Happy Boss Day. That was this weekend. And Thursday is Dear Becky and Lizzy. We have 2 questions, one of which I might have talked too much about today, but we'll just talk about it again.
No, you mentioned one, but I
Yeah.
don't think.
I know. See, here's the thing. We're going to talk about festivals and fun things on Thursday, but I don't go anywhere. So I don't have a lot of personal experience with any of it anyway, but we'll still try to talk about it.
Yeah.
We have 2 questions. One is not related to that. One is. And we'll see if we get more questions before Thursday. We may or may not have time to address them, but we'll take them in the order they came in because they've all come to Liz's email, which is a great way to get things to us by Thursday. Email
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
Or if you want to write us a letter, then you can send it to Dear Becky and Lizzy, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712. And you can also throw a Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in there somewhere too. It'll still get to us. But the mail lady knows that it's all us. But we can answer them in the order they're in your inbox for the ones that are emailed. So if we run out of time to answer all of them, the ones that came in later will be answered the following week. And Thursday is also going to be the start of SAFF. Like if you're not taking any classes, but you're in town for SAFF, come by and visit us. We know at least one person who's going to be doing that. We'd love to see more. Just know that you might have to wait a few minutes to get our attention and space in the shop. So, all right.
Are we ready? For
Maybe.
the day, I guess.
Oh, we're never ready for the day. We just barrel in and get through it.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. I have things to do on top of being ready for customers. So this is going to be fun. Come visit us if you can. And I do have to say all those offers are in shop only. They're not online. It's only for people who are coming to visit for SAFF.
The SAFF offers.
Yes. I thought that would be clear, but it might not be. The swag stuff is in shop only. The discount codes you can use online, but they're not SAFF discount codes. So I'm sorry for those of you who watch us who won't be coming to town, but you still get really good deals if you order online because we hit 600 subscribers.
And we have done swag deals for online too. This one, this one is
related to the Fiber Festival and coming to the Fiber Festival. And I totally get that some people are not going. I'm probably not going because it's people-y. But there will be other times when you can get cool stuff from us.
I don't think I could go even if I wanted to because
of how we run the shop now.
Because of how we run the shop now. You have a 10:30 appointment that morning. And normally I go to SAFF in the morning. And you have an appointment and there will be people here and it won't work. But I'm not going anyway. So
we get Thursday. Well, if we haven't regaled you with stories, we'll regale you with stories of what we used to do for SAFF, and maybe when life either calms down or we all just get used to everyone's gonna die, we might go back to, but not this year. So yeah, we're signing off now, right? Yay, bye, we'll see you tomorrow.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, Patreon, all that fun stuff.
Patreon
Yay!
and subscribe. We're slowly inching towards 700. We're still up like 90 to go. That's okay. We just hit 600. Thank you. Yeah.